All right, family. Black again with the general. You already know what it is. Fire commentary for the family out there, man. Want to know what's going on over there in the Persian Gulf. It's affecting you right here. Your prices, your food, your gas, everything is based on that gas and them oil prices. And so we here today to talk about what's going on, and we are hearing on the pipeline that China very well may be trying to arm Iran with air defense systems, these handheld air defense systems, which they call man pads, and this is actually what was used to shoot the F of 15 down the other day. This is what they used. And so the word from Intel is that China is trying to, get more, shipments of these air defense systems into Iran. China is denying it. They're denying it because they already know what come with that. Now, China wants some smoke, but they act like they don't want no smoke. They always deny it. And see, China must really be hurting over there. You understand? Because they about to fuck they thing up. You know what I'm saying? Because see what it is, they had these future plans with Iran, and this Silk Road. And the United States know about it, because they understand that water right now, the United States got heavy presence on that water. Yes, China got more ships, but they can't, come on now. Them gonna get sunk. They can't go pound for pound, round for round. You know what I'm saying? And so they understand that the United States is gonna amp up too. So, so they know that right now is a very critical period. Why the United States, as strong as the United States is, it's still not full strength. They've been lackadaisical for a while because they ain't really been getting challenged. After the Desert Storm over there, ain't really been getting challenged. They beat up a lot of people, and there ain't nobody really been challenging the United States. So that ship industry kind of had been shrinking, and now it's very critical to get the shipbuilding industry back on the on the road. And you understand what I'm saying? Get that back on the road. So Donald Trump is asking for $2.2 trillion, and the 0.2 is billion. That's a lot of money. You see what I'm saying? And when you got money like that, you can advance technology. You can buy more missiles. You can buy more planes and ships and all, and get them soldiers out there prepared. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. They're going to war. So and you could cry all you want to about that. They going, because it's always, and whoever come into power, they've been talking about going to war with China for a long time. And people don't want that because they know that's going to be a very devastating war. China don't want it. The United States really don't want it. You understand what I'm saying? But it very well might come to a head when you got two nations that really is fighting to be on top. And sometimes when you fighting to be on top and nobody want to take second, then you have to just go on and take the damn gloves off and see who really the big dog. You got to see who really the big dog. And so Iran is a very critical, and I told y'all that even when they started talking about that BRICS. And if y'all remember, I said, you know what they're going to do? They're going to start jumping on the little ones first. That's what you're supposed to do. You're going to jump on the little ones first. You know what I'm saying? You're going to put work on them. South Africa, they're gonna work on them. You threw your hat in there. You threw your hat in there. You see what I'm saying? You threw your hat in there. You want to go and you got all that critical what's going on down there in South Africa. You got all them damn murders and shit. You're supposed to be worried about what's going on. You're not supposed to be getting in a beef between United States in goddamn Russia. You supposed to keep your ass over there, stay out of this affair. This is too European. But what could you say? Because the infrastructure of damn South Africa is ran by Europeans. They are the richest people down there, so they dictate a lot of time where the hell, the politics and the direction of the nation and where it go. And so you got what's the name down there? He wants to, buddy up with Vladimir Putin and shit, and we tried. And I always told Africa, stay out of them European wars, man. Go on over there and handle your business. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure Africa is tight. But then you want to go and you want to start talking shit to the United States, knowing they're going to zoom in on your ass. And everybody, Venezuela, South Africa, India, all of them in that BRICS. Oh, you want to be in BRICS. BRICS means you want a new economic blueprint. I'm not knocking them for wanting one. I'm not knocking them for, see, I'm just giving you the dialogue from both sides. You feel what? I'm not knocking them for wanting to have a secondary economic, but we talking about power. I'm not here for you emotionally. I'm not here. We talking power. Power don't give a fuck about emotion. You see what I'm saying? Understand that. So if you want to be emotional, then you need to get out of this conversation. Because you ain't going to get shit out of this. You're going to be whining and crying about some shit you can't do shit about, period. Them goddamn Europeans don't give a fuck. The leaders of China, the elite of any motherfucking country don't give a fuck. They want power. They going to get power and they going to expand power and they going to knock off anybody trying to take power from them. That's just the rules of the jungle. You see what I'm saying? So I knew, okay, you got BRICS and you got China, you got India, you got Russia, you got South Africa, Iran. I think Brazil is over there. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't know, with United States taking over Venezuela, they got that oil. So motherfuckers in the Western Hemisphere is kind of quiet. You see what I'm saying? Because they ass will be like Cuba. If they ain't got no oil, they ass will be like goddamn Cuba. You understand? Where they can't get no goddamn no gas, no oil to run their country. I feel, it's a damn shame that they smothering Cuba like that. But Cuba threw its own motherfucking hand in the war. They the one sided with Russia, knowing United States. I mean, that's your choice. But then when you get whatever benefit you think you gonna get from siding with Russia, also weigh it in the motherfucking scale, the goddamn pain you gonna feel from goddamn United States. That's a part of politics. So they sided with Russia. I say, goddamn, you gonna side with Russia? And you right next to the United States, knowing they ain't gonna let you goddamn once you let that damn ship come to you over there and them warships from Russia dock at Cuba, I knew it was over. I said, oh, they're gonna get their ass for that. And rightfully, I mean, that's what power's supposed to do. You can't let nobody invite your arch enemy to motherfucking dinner and park in your backyard for some goddamn nuclear goddamn warships. That was the dumbest shit Cuba could have did, knowing they gonna suffocate their ass. They're gonna make it hard on Cuba now. I hate to see it, but goddamn, man, y'all got to make some better motherfucking decisions now. I ain't saying bow down, but you can make it better for your goddamn people. It's 2026. Motherfuckers down there, man, is still, world is developing now, man. You got to motherfucking develop at some point in time. You can't, stay stuck in this ideology where poverty and motherfucking buildings from 1700s is falling down and shit, and y'all ain't upgrading and shit. And no, the world is developing, man. The world is developing now. You got to get in and develop your damn nation so the people can have a future. But anyway, China, they say China is on, and so they know the radar is on their ass now. They know China is on their ass. Say China destroyed all the mosques in their land. I'm surprised they never said nothing. Yeah, well, that's another thing that they don't talk about. How that they are, they attack the Muslims there. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, Russia do too. They got whole goddamn what they call concentration camps with the Muslims up there. But that just show you how these other, like Iran and the Muslim nations that, do business with fucking China is fake as fuck. You understand? They talk that and be lying and all of that. Assalamu alaikum, assalamu alaikum. You see, yeah, the Uyghurs in China. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But they believe, they are probably more connected to the Mongols. You know what I'm saying? And the Mongols was very, treacherous on them damn Chinese. They was very treacherous on them. So they probably see them as, descendants of the Mongols, and they probably treat their ass, the way they do. But anyway, and that's another, when we talk about imperialism, all of them doing the same shit. Look how motherfucking Russia do they own. They took the motherfucker that was running. Anybody try to run against Vladimir Putin get knocked off. They took the one guy, he was a fucking billionaire, locked his ass up. He died in fucking prison. You see what I'm saying? This guy was a fucking billionaire. You understand what I'm saying? They locked his ass up. He died in prison. So all of them is fucking imperialists, and they all fuck over their own people, this, that, and the third. And I put this out here I say, and for us to have no plans of security as a people, man, and dependent on, and I understand we have to do what we have to do until we could do what the fuck we want to do, but we got to want to do something other than this. We got to at least be moving in that direction. And until that motherfucking time where we could do what we want to do, we have to make the next best decision. The next best decision. You see? The next best fucking decision. And so you got to always ride with the soil. You got to ride with the soil. You see what I'm saying? Because the motherfucker that's trying, he don't give a damn about. At least you're breathing. At least you're working. At least you got a possibility of pulling something off. These motherfucker nigga, they taking anything. You ain't got shit now, or you ain't getting, you motherfucker, you ain't gonna have a goddamn thing. They gonna take every fucking, kill you, steal you, sell your ass somewhere, and destroy your family and everything. You understand? We can't afford no shit like that. Again, our people can't afford to be, displaced that's destruction on our people. That was worse than an atomic bomb. And so, as men, we have to at least, from a standpoint of security, you understand what I'm saying? Our women and children and elderly do not need to be going through no bullshit like what motherfuckers is hoping on, on America. You see what I'm saying? Because we got a fucking lot in this shit. Yeah, people say we ain't got, I tell you what, motherfuckers trade places. Motherfucker trade places on what them motherfuckers that's trying to conquer your bitch ass and see how you like that. Your ass will be in a jail, in a goddamn dungeon under the ground somewhere, praying to be back in this motherfucking predicament your ass in. You a motherfucker, it'll be a dream, nigga, while you live in a nightmare. So don't fuck around and put yourself in a worse predicament than you're already in. Okay, then. All right. Keep it going, family. We about to move to the next. But we got the radar on China. Oh, yeah. And I want y'all to get on over to Patreon. It's up there right now. I want y'all to check me out. Let me get it up here. Add to the stage. Let's get it up there. That's right. Have foundational Black Americans anchor themselves to a sinking ship. We talking about that right now. You see what I'm saying? You ain't got no out. You ain't got no out. You want to go down with the ship. I want you to get over there to Patreon, get that fire dialogue is up there right now. And also, are you the descendant of African slave traders? You see, we always talking about our ancestors were sold in to slavery. Yeah. And some of the motherfuckers that sold them is also your ancestor. That's why you niggas is over here doing the same thing, selling you still selling each other. You still warring with each other right over here because that same element is right here on the soil of America. The slave and the slave trader, both of them of African descent, is you, the descendant of an African slave trader. You better get over there and find out so you can heal that niggeritis in you. All right, family, I'll see you in a minute. Yeah, I seen that. Samuel Jackson. Yeah, I seen he went over there to Africa. I seen that documentary that he had up there. Yeah, I seen that documentary. All right, family, let's keep it moving. We got more presentations on the menu. See you in a minute. Black Pop.